Right, no more giving it the big Monday Night Raw intro. I'm just going to call this Monday Night Raw because it was fucking pish. You can try and build, you can try and hype, you can try and motivate, big up this show as much as you want. You can put the emphasis on Raw. You can try and do it in a McMahon voice, but at the end of the day, nothing, the way you say Raw ain't making this show good. This show is terrible. This show fucking sucks. And it gets worse. I mean, it starts off not bad, but the problem is
it gets worse.
It just gets consecutively worse. Every hour gets worse. I mean, it gets worse minute by minute, to be honest. Like segment by segment, it kind of goes downhill. And I mean, who cares if they save a couple of the better people for later in the show? It done fuck all for me personally. So we'll kick off with the start. We've got Brock Lesnar and Heyman come out. Kind of surprised now. That's 5 shows in a row that Brock Lesnar's appeared in. SmackDown before day one, the Raw after day one, SmackDown after day one, and Raw tonight. I mean, what is happening with Brock Lesnar? I'm not complaining, but has Brock Lesnar ever appeared in 5 consecutive shows since he returned?
Don't think so. Would need to look into it, guys.
I highly unlikely. I don't think he would have. But here, I'm not complaining. Him and Heyman make... Well, I'm complaining about the show, but I'm not complaining about Brock's part of the show. Him and Heyman make their way to the ring. But before he can really say anything, he's interrupted by Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley says it's an honour that he's standing in the ring. It'll be an honour to face him at the Royal Rumble. And it'll be an honour to beat him. And Lashley says that Brock's been ducking him.
For 20 years, you've been ducking me, sucker.
Brock says he doesn't even know who Lashley was, and that he was too busy winning championships in this ring and other rings. Yeah, I don't know why I just couldn't say the Octagon. Maybe Finney Mac wouldn't be too happy about that. Then he was even he said he was money and funny. He was money and funny. It's not exactly how you'd imagine Brock being, but I mean, I guess he is kind of funny when he's on the mic, and he says that he told a knock joke to Heyman. Knock knock, who's there? Bobby. Heyman. Bobby who? Brock. Exactly. So and then he says to Lashley that you can't beat me because you're just a Brock Lesnar wannabe, and that was pretty much it. Lashley didn't get any sort of comeback. MVP had absolutely nothing apart from Lesnar asking how many threads were in his suit. I tell you what though, I mean, you look at the 4 people in this ring and they are dressed pretty immaculate, you know, they all look smart, and then you've got people like fucking Kevin Owens,
Doudrop, Nikki Ash.
I mean, coming out dressing like absolute fucking imbeciles. I mean, you've got on that other shitey show, you have Eddie Kingston looking like a fucking, oh my god,
a homeless guy from New York. Brooklyn.
I mean, at least Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley fucking look the part, you know what I mean? It cannot be denied. Brock leaves, and the Hurt Business
come out.
Attack. Well, there is no Hurt Business anymore, but Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, apparently they want to reform the Hurt Business, and they think they're going to do that by attacking Bobby Lashley. That makes no sense. Bobby Lashley beats them up. I guess this was to try and get him some momentum back after kind of being buried here in the opening segment by Lesnar. I mean, who knows? Honestly, I hope this doesn't go like a squash match at Royal Rumble. It would fucking suck if that's how it goes down, but based on how this fucking feud with this promo went, it very well could be. But Lashley ends up beating up Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, whose stock at the moment is, I don't think they have any stock. They're out of stock. Their stock's at the bare minimum.
Tell you what, like Team Angle as a whole is fucking absolutely jobbing out at the minute. Charlie Haas and Impact just got injured in the tapings. Kurt Angle's lost 4 foot, and Shelton Benjamin's pish.
Lost his last 400 matches, so I mean, when you put it like that, I mean, even when we're watching fucking Raw in 2007, Shelton Benjamin's losing matches. He was losing to Lashley then, he's still losing to Lashley now. So that's how we kept. I mean, it was a good opening to the show, I mean, I liked it, but unfortunately, Brock was one and done, Lashley was one and done. You don't see these guys again. You did get a replay later on, I think just before we went into hour 3, but why have Brock on the show and not not use him? Why not at least have Lashley respond to, like backstage or something?
You know what? For once, I actually don't blame them for being one and done, because this show is that fucking bad. You want to get as far away from it as fucking possible.
I know, but they must have knew this show was weak. So here, why not? Why not try and spread these guys out? But
even like a 20-second clip of Brock boarding his jet and fucking off back to his house.
Yeah, they took that. Fucking. Even just Brock hunting, like I don't know, fucking spearing deer. I mean, I'm an animal lover, like, but I'd take that over watching this crap.
You're really lafty, aren't you?
Right, up next, we've got the tag team champs, RK Bro, taking on Otis and Gable. Apparently, Otis can't be beaten. Apparently, Otis can't be RKO'd. Even though Orton beat him single-handedly, one-on-one 2 weeks ago and RKO'd him. But hey, Otis has been working on his neck, so his neck's extra strong this week. Orton told Riddle before the match, he wrote on his hands to tag in Randy. Tag in Randy if anything's going wrong. That's exactly what Riddle did. Things were going wrong. He was getting his ass whooped. He tagged in Randy. Randy came in. And Randy got his ass whooped. He got fucking power slammed by Otis. And now Alpha Academy are your new tag team champs. Didn't expect this to happen at all. Is that Riddle and Orton now going their separate ways? Maybe they'll have a match at Mania. Who knows?
I mean, probably be a wee bit of tension between them in the Rumble. And
yeah, well, I tell you what. I mean, a feud between these former tag team champions definitely excites me more than a feud between two other former tag team champions of the different gender, even though one of them certainly could pass them in. I never want to get
to that, but for this feud to come to an end, we have to.
We'll talk more about that when we get to it, but yeah, I don't think, this is definitely not the worst set of former tag champs on Raw, that's for sure.
No.
But yeah, who knows, maybe we'll get Riddle versus Orton at WrestleMania, and I think we could have a decent match there, so I mean. But I thought RK Bro was not a bad, I thought the title reign was alright, you know what I mean, it was decent. That's what it is.
It was no bad, guys, and hopefully...
It was one of the better things on a very fucking shit show.
Yeah.
I don't mean tonight, I mean overall. So yeah. Anyway, we move on then.
To another 6-man tag. What is this? All Elite Wrestling?
Yeah, 6-man tag, and when it's Damian Priest and the Street Profits, it's hard to get excited about a 6-man tag match. When you find out that the people on the opposite side of the ring are Apollo Crews, Ziggler, and fucking Rude, then I mean, you're about half an hour into the show and you legit just want to turn it off and go to bed.
Yeah.
But we don't have that option because we're real wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And we're here to review wrestling, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, fuck. I think Damian Priest won this. No, he didn't. Dolph Ziggler won it with a zigzag on the shit member of the Street Profits.
Which could go for both of them, but there's a shitter member.
Is it the guy that keeps getting taken? The guy that keeps taking pinfalls. Aye, that's the guy that looks like Brandon Tatum.
Aye.
I think Brandon Tatum would take all these pinfalls, but anyway, they lost. So who knows? I mean, legit. I mean, who knows? What is the point here? Is Ziggler still want a US title match against Damian Priest? I don't know. I don't care. Damian Priest and
it's Rumble build up. I'm pretty sure Ziggler and Rude aren't even in the fucking.
Well, it'd be pretty lame if 6 spots were wasted on these guys. I tell you that. 7 if you include the big jackass on the outside. Commander, I fucking sees or
jackass. We heard that wee theme.
Down. Johnny Knoxville's in the Rumble, guys. That's it. If you want to know more about him, tune into SmackDown. Up next, we had
Seth Rollins came out, cut a promo, says that so it's official. He's taking on Reigns. Yeah,
he's going to become the new Universal Champion.
Here comes Big E,
the former WWE Champion, and Big E challenges him to a match. I mean, Seth Rollins is like, nah, not tonight, I don't have enough notice, but then for some reason he just gives in. It's like, sure, I'll face you, your piss, I'll beat you anyway.
And he does.
And he does, he beats him clean. So, I mean, here's Big E, and Big E last week, 2 weeks ago, was talking about the state of black wrestling and said it's great. Wouldn't he be surprised if he fucking does an interview tomorrow and says it's crap, McMahon's racist? It's just unbelievable how this guy's went from being the WWE champ to
a bum,
and
which he was in our eyes, but
this guy will never be champion again.
No,
and one has to wonder why they ever took the belt off Lashley to begin with. But here they did. They ruined it. They put it on Big E. Now it's half Big E, and it'll never go on Big E again. Just not.
I like that.
Just not champion.
That's music to my fucking ears.
I mean, just not champion material. Like it's as simple as that, really.
But talk about what was not music to our ears. I believe it was the worst segment in wrestling history. Up next, and take it away, Penny.
Right. So, we have Rhea Ripley and that other fucking freak. And Nikki Ash, almost a superhero. There was a freak in the crowd that was kind of dressed like Rhea Ripley. Why you would do that to yourself? I mean, just look at the fucking shoulders on Rhea Ripley. I mean, come on.
Fucking man.
It's Nicole Bass.
It is, actually.
It's fucking Nicole Bass. It's Nicole Bass. It's the gothic version of Nicole fucking Bass. And they've got... I don't know...
Nicole Bass joined the ministry.
I don't know who this female announcer is, right? But she is fucking awful. I thought the guy was bad, Padrick or or whatever the fuck he's called, right? Chibs' nephew, I don't know what his name is. But no, this woman she takes the cake. By far the worst ring announcer I've seen in wrestling, and that goes from every company brand. She is awful. Like, where did WWE get these people from? I mean, how can you go from fucking great people like the coach? I mean, fucking Kevin Kelly, them are... No, I mean, the Rock ripping the piss at him. Like, do you think if the Rock was ripping the piss at her, she'd be over?
No.
I don't know. I don't think Coachman got over purely on the fact they got the piss ripped at him. I think Coachman was good.
Exactly.
But there's nothing good.
Coach.
Like, I mean, why not hire people that... Like, what about Matt Striker? Why not have him as an interviewer? Commentator, even?
Something.
But anyway, this woman's terrible, and then it doesn't get any better in the ring. She's asking what are they doing out here. Nikki Ash thinks they're...
What the fuck are they doing out here?
Get the hell out of here. Nikki Ash thinks they're entering the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley kind of says to her here, that's not... No, Nikki Ash, thinks they're getting a rematch for the women's tag belts.
That shows you how shit the women's division is. It's just, if these two want it, they'll get it.
Because there's no one else. So Nikki Ash thinks they're getting a rematch they're going for a rematch. All they have to do is say they're going for it and they get one, apparently. Whereas Rhea Ripley, she thinks they're out here to announce their participation in the Royal Rumble. Nikki Ash
talk about it backstage.
Yeah, Nikki Ash kind of takes upset to this. She thinks maybe they're going to break up. Rhea Ripley says, we'll talk about it backstage. And Nikki Ash says, no, we'll talk about it right here, right now.
Her eye starts freaking out.
Yeah, so she's like, are you really breaking up? And her eyes, she's looking at Rhea Ripley, but her eyes are fucking all over the place. Like, her eye, I mean, you thought she was like a robot and she was malfunctioning. Her eyes were like literally all over the joint here. Complete stage fright. This is someone that shouldn't be on TV. I mean,
shouldn't be on TV anyway, but...
I mean, I know Rhea Ripley looks like a bit of a freak show bastard, but Nikki Ash was looking at her like she had fucking 10 heads. I mean, the eyes were all over the place. Didn't they know what fucking heat to look at? And then Rhea Ripley, and then it was like, oh, can we be friends? And I want to remain friends. And then Rhea was, of course I want to be your friend. And it was, I mean, words can't do this justice, right?
You need to watch it.
But go and watch. Well, actually, I wouldn't recommend watching it, to be fair. But if you hate yourself
and you want to die,
and you want to torture yourself,
you have a reason not to live,
and you've got 10 minutes to waste, then by all means, go and watch it, right? But if you value life and you don't hate yourself, then just take our word for it. This was fucking terrible. Then they kind of celebrated the fact they're going to remain friends, and then Nikki Ash ends up hitting Rhea Ripley and beats her up.
And not near a superhero doesn't need friends.
So I mean,
whatever that means.
But surely, if she's going to be a heel now, should she not be a superhero? I mean, would a heel really describe themselves as almost a superhero? Wouldn't the cocky thing to be would be, oh, I am a superhero? Or
exactly, it's awful, right?
I'm almost a villain. I mean, what? This was the worst.
Next
I think this might be the worst segment in wrestling history, to be fair.
Well, next up, we had something almost that rivaled it immediately, and it was
my God,
R-Truth pushing a dustbin.
Yeah, so we've got Reggie.
Squint.
Apparently we're in Philadelphia and they do good steak and cheese, right? Reggie buys. I mean, personally, I prefer Subway, but Reggie buys him and Dana Brooke. Why she's the champion? I do not know, right? I do not know. I mean, I know WWE sucks and the roster's embarrassing, but is it that bad that Dana Brooke needs to hold the 24/7 title? I don't think so. He buys them like 12-foot-long steak and cheese Philly wraps or whatever. They're eating them. Reggie says he can sense when the 24/7 title's in danger or some pish like that. So he pulls her out the way, and then you see R-Truth walking down, disguised as a bin man, but I say disguised, you could tell a million miles away it was R-Truth. I mean,
the heck, this is funny.
But in the past, they've actually disguised R-Truth where you didn't know it was R-Truth, even though you might have knew, or you go, it's going to be R-Truth dressed as him. But you couldn't. But where this, you could just clearly tell it was R-Truth pushing a bin. He pushes a bin. Akira pops out.
Get in the bin.
And instead of trying to go for them, R-Truth wastes time lifting Akira Tozawa out of the bin. He gets they throw the baguette at him, and it turns out it hits Tamina off screen. By this stage, Reggie and Dana Brooke have already left. R-Truth runs in the opposite direction, and Tamina starts beating up a bin with Takira inside it. Abysmal. And then Reggie runs into Omos, who
there's a match next.
Lifts him up in the air, and Dana Brooks demands that he drops him or else. I mean, what are you going to do? Fucking 24/7 champion, seriously. Just unbelievably bad.
And then we have a squash match.
The guy's been in the company a year. He's just beat AJ Styles. What's the next step? What's the next progression? Yes, beat some fucking
I'll tell you what,
independent guy.
I think this is possibly the worst half an hour in Raw history.
Be hard to find the worst half an hour. I wonder if Doudrop's promo also stretches this half an hour.
Oh fuck, it did, it was after this match.
Anyway, almost beat some guy we've never seen before. When the referee fucking had about 10 times the size of body as the guy that almost was facing it. Anyway, almost won. So I mean, it was basically Ellsworth but with a chin. Right, that's about.
That was about it, guys. Doudrop cuts a promo, says she's fat as fuck, and that's about it.
Yeah, she's going to win the night. The Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan had their chances.
You're just a detour in my route to McDonald's, Belair.
I'm going to eat all the Big Macs when I get through with yous two tonight.
I know the secret to the Big Mac sauce, and it's my 1200 gins.
Becky Lynch, maybe called Big Time Bex. But I'm the real biggin.
Oh,
I'm big time Doudrop because I'm a big time fat bastard. So Doudrop cuts a shite promo that just didn't want to see. Then something else I didn't want to see. It's the cutting edge. I mean, how many shite talk shows is there?
No, but right. Why
I mean, we're getting to the stage now where literally everybody's got one. I know Edge has already had one.
Why is Edge hosting his wife on his own TV show? Logically break this down. And last week it was Miz doing it with Maurice. I don't know if it was last week or the week before that. But where's the fucking logic?
Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense to me.
No fucking sense. It's fucking awful. And then basically they talk about the.
Are these shows not supposed to give you the hard hitting questions? What's he going to ask his half fucking wife?
They talk about the fact that they've got 35 titles between them, and
32 of them's Edges or something. You know what I mean? Because her winning a couple of Divas titles, that really compares to Edge winning all these WWE championships and
tag titles,
fucking world titles, and all that shit. You know what I mean?
And all this fucking pish.
But then the Miz comes out. They played a package showing Beth Phoenix being the Glamazon, so then Miz comes out, he shows a package of Maurice being there, whatever she was.
The French.
Yep. Then Beth Phoenix says a bit of French and the Miz isn't happy, and Maurice takes off to the back while Miz can't see, and then Miz is kind of left there, and Beth Phoenix says she'll beat the Miz 1-on-1 or something like that.
I'll knock your teeth in. No.
Yeah, not out in. So Beth Phoenix is that great she can't even deliver a simple line. So brilliant. You need to snort lines to get through this show, you really would. That was that. I mean, that wasn't great. So there you go. You wait over 2 hours to see Edge, and then you get to see him, and it's just a wasted, shitty segment there. I mean, The Miz, I thought was probably the best thing out of this. I mean, he kind of did run down the city a bit, but...
a reference we didn't get.
Yeah, but...
to be American.
But overall, it wasn't great. Then with AJ Styles versus Austin Theory. Austin Theory was on about how McMahon's, showing faith in him, that he's going to go out and repay that, and he had a match with AJ, interrupted by that Grayson Waller dude. Not a lot to say. I think Grayson Waller tries to beat up AJ, and AJ fights back, and Grayson Waller leaves, and then
cuts a 10-second promo backstage, which they showed backstage before he actually appeared backstage.
Yeah, they showed a big curtain with an X. I didn't really get it, to be fair, but
it was because he was supposed to walk through.
Yeah, but they showed it about 15 seconds too early, so bit of a fuck up there. Then with a terrible Liv Morgan backstage promo where she says,
"I've been beat 10 times, but hey, I'm going to get beat 11 times."
I've came close to winning, but next time I'm going to win. I mean, well, are you really? Because he fucking didn't even win the main event tonight, but there was something. So then Becky Lynch comes out, commentary for the main event. Just when you think the commentary team on Raw can't get any worse.
Big time Bex.
Big time Bex joins the commentary team, and fucking just terrible. Then they have the match. I mean, it wasn't the fucking worst match I've ever seen, like, if I'm being honest.
It was actually probably the best part of the show, because I was sleeping.
I mean, I can't lie, if you take away the commentary, it was a decent match, I guess. Bianca Belair had it won. Becky Lynch comes in, breaks up the count, no DQ, throws her over the ring table. Doudrop goes to the top rope, hits the fucking Rikishi bottom.
Surprise, whoever's on the bottom of that
and squishes Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan won't be winning any more matches. All she'll be winning is the fucking pancake contest, because that's what she officially is. And Doudrop is won. And Becky Lynch at the end gets in the ring, goes to shake Doudrop's hand. Doudrop goes to shake her hand, and Becky Lynch slaps her, goes to put on a rock bottom. Just everything about her. So, wants to be a man, tries to, be Ric Flair, stealing the Rock shit. I mean, just big time Bex, big time fucking stealing cunt. And then Doudrop throws out the ring, and then Becky Lynch looks and she's like, "Oh shit, why did I help her win when she's like 10 times the size of me and as big as a house?" So, guys, that's how Raw ended. Absolute shit show.
I'm going to...
Your thoughts?
I thought...
Anyway. Oh, fuck, and we missed out the Alexa Bliss thing.
Fuck, it doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck? It was pish.
Alexa Bliss backstage. I mean, we've seen this before. I mean, I get they're trying to rip off Harley Quinn or whatever, right? But to me, it seemed more like the whole Daphne and Dr. Stevie shit for Impact. I mean, was it horrible? No. But was it good? No. It was just...
The damage was already done in this show.
And you'd think they would have at least used that Dr. Shelby guy, for the simple fact is they've used him with multiple people in the past. But who knows? Maybe he was too busy.
Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's too busy not wanting to be on a piss show.
Could be that. It could be that. So anyway, this show was terrible. I'm giving it a 1 out of 10 for the pure fact is I like the opener. And but everything else was fucking terrible apart from that.
I'm giving it a minus fucking 2. A minus fucking 2.
Minus 2, so that averages it at you're giving it a mine, I'm giving it a 1, we're about a minus 0.6.
I'll tell you what, right? See after the Big E Rollins match, the show's probably looking at like a 5. I thought it was no bad to that point. And then after that, I'd probably give the Rhea Ripley Nikki a minus 10. That was fucking awful. I'm giving it a minus 2. It was awful. I tell you what, we've kicked off the week. If a show does worse than this, good luck to that show.
Yeah, I'll need a lot of fucking help.
There's only one show that can do worse.
In AEW, Dynamite, we're looking at you.
Yeah, AEW.
Or maybe Rampage, I don't know. Wannies. We're looking at fucking Wannies. Good luck.
Awful.
Anyway, that's it, guys. Till next time.
Peace.